Many of you have probably watched Food Network challenges and seen chefs create magnificent and realistic masterpieces out of things like sugar, chocolate, and pastries, and wondered, whose idea was it? Well, I've studied a chef who dared to experiment with his ideas. But most of you are probably more familiar with today's Food Network stars. Many of today's culinary cuisine milestones were built off of the theories credited to famous French chef Marie-Antoine Careme and his life experiences. My name is Abbey Reed, and today you guys are going to learn when Careme got his start in the culinary world, how he received the respected title the Chef of Kings and King of Chefs, and last but not least, you're going to learn about his greatest achievements. So first we'll start at his childhood. At the age of 8, Careme was abandoned by his family and walking around lonely on the streets of Rue de Bas, Paris, was later taken in by a tavern keeper who put him to work. He worked as a maintenance boy and doing dishes, but later ended up in the kitchen. Later on in life, at the age of 17, he was taken under the wing of famous pastry chef Ballet, who taught him how to read, write, taught him about design, and, most importantly, taught him about pastry. It was after this, or soon after, that Careme became the sort of big man on campus in town when he started creating these magnificent structures called pieces montées, which are complex structures made out of sugar, marzipan, and pastry to look like famous pieces of architecture such as temples, pyramids, and ancient ruins. Careme was even quoted saying by Paulette Singley, the associate professor at Woodbury University, in his documentary Eating Architecture, that the most noble of all art is architecture, and its greatest manifestation is in the art of the pastry chef. So with all this attention he was receiving from these masterpieces he was creating, he became a desired chef for those who wanted to dine a la Careme. Now, you don't get the name, the King of Chefs and the Chef of Kings, by cooking for just anybody. No, he was cooking for Parisian high society. The most well-known would be who we know as today as Napoleon. Now, Careme even named Napoleon's favorite dessert after Napoleon to what we know today as the Napoleon cake. He also named a dessert after his next employer, the Emperor of Russia. He named the dessert Charlotte Russe after him. So other employers included Talleyrand, a French diplomat who Careme actually spent the most of his time in life working for. And for a short period of time, he even worked under the great King of Britain and Ireland, George IV. Now, after all this time traveling and working under the pressure of royalty, he had time to create culinary theories of his own. The most important and predominant of today is his creation of haute cuisine, and that's H-A-U-T-E, not H-O-T. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines haute cuisine as an artful and elaborate cuisine. It's defined by meticulous preparation, elaborate presentation of high-quality foods. It's more what you would see today in extreme fine dining. Now, speaking of fine dining, Careme was credited for creating service à la Russe, which we would experience in a fine dining restaurant today, and that is the service of being served in courses. We get our appetizer, and then maybe a salad, our main course, and then a dessert. This is opposing what he experienced before, and actually what we experience more often today as a family-style service or a buffet service. Careme was also credited with the creation of 4 out of the 5 primary French-style sauces that we call mother sauces. He created the bouillon, the bacmel, the escargot, and the tomate. Later, a famous chef named Escoffier would complete the 4 or 5 by creating the hollandaise sauce. Now, all of his theories have been refined by today because sauces need updating. So it's important to remember that it was when Careme got his start he got a little taste of fame. It was when he received his title, the King of Chefs and the Chef of Kings, that he became the first world-renowned chef. And it was when he experimented with his talents that he made history. So it's today that his legacy of culinary genius has inspired generations of chefs to be arts in the kitchen. And it is now that when we watch the Food Network challenges and see chefs create all of their masterpieces, that we will be able to remember that it was Chef Marie-Antoine Careme who started it all. Thanks for listening.